Okay, I think we'll get straight into questions. Who'd like the first one? Elle and then Jonathan.
Emma, did you manage to locate your super fan, and is Rado your new nickname now?
Yeah, apparently down under I've got Rado. I've never heard that one before, so pretty original. And yeah, I really obviously loved the support. I thought it was great on both sides, but to have that on my side, really in the big moments, it was a good spur of encouragement. And of course, I said he can come to any match. I just need to try and locate him. But yeah, I hope he comes back.
Jonathan?
You were very complimentary of your opponent's start, but you also looked pretty tense yourself. I'm just wondering, was nerves a factor at the start, and just talk us how you got through that?
Yeah, I actually didn't feel particularly bad in terms of doing much wrong. I thought she was serving incredibly well, better than I probably expected going onto the court, hitting all the spots, very high first serve percentage. And then returns were dropping, very deep on the line a couple times early on, and that puts a lot of pressure on straight away. And maybe I made a few errors thinking I had to do a bit too much early on. I was still looking for forehand though, doing the right things. I didn't think I was particularly tense. I was just very happy with how I kept competing, and it was a really important game at 2-4 to hold, having saved a couple break points at 15-40. And after that, I think it was a combination of me finding my feet, my movement, dominating a bit more, and also a few errors from her, and both of that helped, and I ended up having a pretty good run of games.
Jemini?
Hey, Emma, you were pretty vocal today in terms of, fist bumping and cheering yourself on. Just curious, in a situation like that, after being down early on, a player you're not familiar with, I guess how helpful was that just to kind of bring your energy up and kind of spur you on?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think when you're playing a first round, you're inevitably nervous. It's a slam, big match, and your opponent's playing very well. I think to keep the energy high, it's late at night, to keep the energy high, to keep motivation. I think it was good for me to just stay positive, stay upbeat, and it helped kind of just express that, let the shots go, be a bit more fluid. So I think it did help me, and I think when I'm at my best competing, I'm not completely quiet. It depends on the day, but today I felt like that would help me.
Simon, and then Yasmin. Yeah.
We did end up talking a lot about shots and swing paths in the previous press conference, which actually our readers don't really understand. But did you feel like you kind of had everything under control on a sort of technical level?
I felt pretty good out there. I think it was good playing at night. There's a bit more time, so I think in the day it is a bit different. I think ball's just a bit faster during the day. But today, overall, in all my shots, I felt like I had better control than I did in the last few weeks. But the last few weeks' matches and points and everything that I've been doing on the court has really helped to be in the situation I am in today. And had I not played those 3 matches, despite how they went, I don't know if I would have gotten through today. So I'm happy that I put myself in those situations.
Yasmin?
Just on the matches you've had, I know it's probably not been as much as you want, but how important is it to show yourself that even though maybe you didn't have the pre-season you wanted, you can still dig yourself out of the positions you were in early on and really turn around and take control?
Yeah, for me, I'm really proud of myself because I came out here having not played any practice points. My match with Sakari was pretty much the first practice that I played, which, is pretty unheard of. So I think having gone through that and having only had, 2 weeks out here of playing and finding my feet, I'm happy with the level and happy with the speed at how I've kind of found my feet on the match court. And it gives me confidence that, if I keep doing the right things and actually am able to put chunks of work in and good blocks of practice, then I can improve a lot more.
Elle?
So given that, how helpful is it to have 2 days before your next match?
Yeah, I'm really happy to have 2 days, especially playing so late. Because tonight, to wind down after a late match, I think that's one side that maybe, the viewers and spectators don't understand by the time we finish with our routines afterwards and cool down. And the adrenaline is so high, to switch off is very difficult. So I'm really excited to have 2 days off. And given the tight turnaround from Hobart, I think my body as well will appreciate it.
Simon?
Emma, you obviously enjoyed the guy saying Rado and all that stuff, but when you hear them say things like, you're in control here, or little bits of advice, how do you handle that? How do you sort of shut that out?
Yeah, I think like sometimes, you know, what they say ends up being like a pretty good point. I'm like, fair play, like use your forehand, use your serve. Like it's a good reminder. Sometimes the timing could be worked on and coordinated. Maybe I'll have a word with him before the next match. But I think it depends. Like obviously you can't let it distract you, but sometimes, you know, you'll hear something and you'll feel yourself, you know, maybe getting a little bit flat for 2-3 points, and then you hear that and it like kind of wakes you up. So I think it depends what they're saying, obviously, but the guy today, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, we'll do Tumaini, Elle and Simon last three. Tumaini?
Just curious, is it fair to say that you're not a night owl normally then?
I flip. I'm a night owl, but not like to play, you know? I'm a night owl to do other things and just like have Emma time. But I've been trying to train myself to be better in the night. Like last night I practiced late, and it's just good to kind of feel the day, because that's half the battle for me, to be honest, is like just how to arrange the day, when to switch on, when to switch off. And I've gone through quite a few trials of, you know, what works, what doesn't work. But today I actually felt really good before the match, and it helped that the match before, you know, it didn't take very long. So I wasn't on too late.
How much time did you give yourself to like walk around Melbourne before kind of switching into the match?
Yeah, I had a very chill breakfast, and then walked around for like 45 minutes and got back and treatment, chat with the team, and then just took a nap and came in. And, you know, I came in at 5:30 and then started with my routines, practiced at 6. But it was actually interesting because we practiced at 6 today and it was still very hot and bright outside. So it was very different conditions to last night and the match that I was playing. But nevertheless, I think yesterday's practice helped a lot.
Elle?
Different match next against Potapova. I don't think you played her before. Is that right?
Yeah.
But obviously somebody who has been very highly ranked. Kind of what to expect from that one.
Yeah, she's been very high ranked, and I remember watching Anastasia, you know, all through juniors. She was #1 Tennis Europe, #1 ITF. I was the year below her, so I mean, she was always the player to kind of watch and beat through juniors. And you know, she's been very high ranked as well in the pros. She got through a really tough match today, so that must give her a lot of confidence. Big hitter, and I know it's going to be a really tricky one. So I need to just, you know, gather my strength and prepare as best as possible for the next match.
Simon, did you have one last one?
I was going to say, they got those boxes for the support team on the court, haven't they? Do you like having them that close?
It's nice, yeah. I mean, it makes the court feel a little bit less big, because sometimes those big stadiums, you know, they feel very big. And I think here the first row is quite high up compared to maybe some other tournaments, other slams, where the first row is, you know, court level. So it's nice to have some people around, so you don't necessarily feel like you're just being watched on from on top. But I think it's really good to have them so close. You can actually hear what they're saying too, because I think that's the other thing with big arenas. Sometimes you can't hear them because through the crowd, through everything from distance, it's very difficult. But I think like when I needed it, I looked for encouragement, but otherwise I just tried to lock in and find the answers from within.